Well, it's another morning. We are gonna take off here shortly for our next destination, which is a pretty popular camping spot in the Orlando area, Fort Wilderness. So. We weren't planning this trip too far in the future, just everything kind of came together at the right time in a way that probably would never happen another time when we have kids of this age. So we thought we had to do it. But first, I always like to go and check a couple of things in the bus before we take off every morning. So thought I'd show that. So actually, this isn't an every morning thing, but with a big battery bank like we have, when we are under a lot of load, I'm noticing that the top voltage is different than the bottom voltage. So I want to measure with my voltmeter and see if I'm seeing the same thing, because I have a theory on why that is. Okay, hopefully I'm in frame here. Let's turn our voltmeter on. So what I'm seeing is, yeah, one of them is quite a bit lower. Let's see how warm this is. Yeah, things are warm. We're pulling well, a lot of amps, probably close to 100 amps right now, because we are running the almost said it, because we are running the water heater. We only heat our cold water into hot water. We don't generally heat our hot water. Yeah, 12.78 volts, and we're at about 90% capacity, but again, we are under a pretty substantial load, almost 100 amps. That's pretty good balance, even under all that load. What I believe is going on is the bottom voltage, or no, sorry, the top voltage is being measured by the multiplus here. And so it's under load, so it's not gonna sense the same voltage as the midpoint is. That only has this little tiny wire to worry about as far as measuring the voltage. There's no actual current going through it. Geez, I can't even talk. Let's just measure a couple other areas in the battery just to make sure we don't have anything else squirrely going on. 12.72. 12.72 over there. Interesting, this far away we get different. 12.77. 12.74. I ran all these cables to try and keep things pretty well in balance, and they are. They're not perfect, but all right, that answers that question for me. Because inside I'm seeing like 12.3, 12.2 on the one side and 12.6 or 12.7 on the other side, where when I actually measure the bank, it's more in balance, so I'm not worried about that. I don't know, that just midpoint voltage tracking with the Victron BMV just might be kind of a nice to have thing, but it might be not be terribly accurate in practice. Now just look at this. You can almost see myself in there. Well, you kind of can. Boy, the stainless is nice and shiny this morning. We're gonna be looking good rolling in there. So a couple things. I always like to take a look at just everything, make sure nothing's leaking horribly out of anywhere or anything like that. And I always like to give the dipstick a check to see where we're at. And I'm always hoping to never, ever, ever see water or milky oil. Oh, what do we got here? Yeah, we're still a little, we are not using that much oil at all. You know, I never intended this channel necessarily to be about the bus so much. I know it's kind of turned into it. It's, you know, almost like another member of our family that constantly is having problems and needs attention, but that's what you do for family. You take care of them, right? But anyway, the channel was originally meant to be about converting it and then, you know, what our family did in our travels, and we're trying to do that more and more, but I do enjoy it. I do enjoy putzing around with this stuff. Okay. So I think we're in pretty good shape there. Again, that exhaust manifold leak is holding pretty well. Shutters are stuck open. That's good. So I think we're gonna get fired up here and head out. So probably get some footage of driving through middle Florida. Nothing all that exciting, but come along for the ride. Now you may have seen me not check my air pressures. I'm trusting my TPMS for that right now, and so far it's been pretty good. And taking those sensors off and on all the time seems kind of pointless. So yeah, we're ready to back out and see if we can hook up the van and all that. Well, here we are. We made it. We are in the 300 loop in Fort Wilderness, Disney World. First time we've ever been to a place like this. So we didn't really have too much problems getting here. We ended up taking the scenic route. The kids were doing their Google Meets for school while we were driving down the road, and that, we'll call it an overall success. It maybe could have gone better. We went through one dead spot, but that's fine. Next couple days we're going to go to a couple parks and all that, and we're looking forward to it. We probably won't really show any of that. You can find tons of stuff on doing Disney World and all this, but you can get a bus conversion in these parks. It's not a problem. But so far as the bus is concerned, performed great. So that's all I have. We're just gonna enjoy being here for a little bit and then get up bright and early tomorrow. I was unloading some things out of the van and she climbs in. She doesn't ever want to be left alone. Look at her, she's just sitting on the chair. Oh, she's a nut. Hey Coco, where are we going? So one of the things I wanted to share was one of the ways we found to keep our kids a little entertained, get them outside, and it wasn't all that expensive. So I'm gonna show that to you. So we got these cars on Amazon, and we do have a fourth one for Levi, but he didn't want to come out. and they're not terribly expensive. They can be had for between $50 and $70. They're pretty nice. I'll put a link below. And here are our drivers. We've got Amelia, Austin, and somewhere we have Lucy. She doesn't want to be on camera, so that's fine. All right, are you guys ready to drive?
Yeah.
All right, rip them. Austin. So that's just one way you can get creative if you're out RVing with your family. They're having a lot of fun. They've been really putting them to the test for the last week or so, and they flip over. They so far really haven't broke. Levi's had one problem, but my brother was able to actually 3D print a part to get it going again. But they have been put through the ringer for sure. So that's just something different to keep kids busy. Cooking some fries here. Yeah. Got some chicken here. That'll be good. Well, we're coming to an end to our stay here. It's last night.
Can we stay another one?
No, we gotta
keep... It gets cheaper.
It does, yeah. The weekends are a little bit more expensive, but it's been great staying here at Fort Wilderness around Christmas time. As you saw, they do the lights everywhere at every campsite. People come and go. I thought they were here for the whole month or something, but no. Locals come here and they just decorate and kind of it's kind of like pop-up community. And they said in years past it was even more crazy than it is this year. So maybe we need to come back.
Definitely.
Yeah. So how are the parks?
They were fun. The weather was nice. It was a little chilly. Some days. Yesterday was warm. But
yeah.
It was fun.
Like
lots of walking.
The lines with COVID, we were hoping that maybe they'd be shorter. And maybe they kind of were, but at the same time...
They were pretty short. I mean...
They were...
We waited for maybe an hour for 2 or 3 rides, but most... Some were 40 minutes, but most were between 20 and 30 minutes.
The lines were longer, but the wait time wasn't longer, because they have everyone spaced out 6 feet apart.
Our kids liked Epcot more than they thought they would.
They did. They all thought the name was pretty dumb, but in the end, they liked it.
That was very nice to say.
Okay, they didn't like the name very much.
They didn't like that it was going to be a learning experience. They just wanted rides. Mm-hmm. But actually, our oldest said if given the choice between Magic Kingdom and Epcot, he would pick Epcot again.
I think he's very into Asian, Japanese cultures, and there's a lot of fun stuff there. He tried something closer to real sushi, and he really liked it. At least that's what he said.
Gross.
I like it. Everyone in the family likes it except this one right here. So I think we're gonna keep moving on. We're probably not going to be in Florida too much longer. Just, you know, we just came down here for as long as it made sense to. And anyway, if you like what we're doing, if you like watching, subscribe. If you like this video in particular, give it a good thumbs up. And Jen and I both love reading the comments down there. Come on, you know how to type those out, right? So Until next time. Bye. Anything else you want to say? No.
Did you get any video of me taking my cat for a walk?
No.
We'll have to do that tomorrow.
All right.